ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna make some French toast. Not too many steps to it, but it's something that if you've never made it, very simple and very tasty. So, start off with some eggs. Again, you guys need to tailor this to your macros. If you're tracking, just weigh everything, but there's not too many ingredients. It's literally pretty much eggs, or egg beaters, or egg whites, whatever you decide to use, and bread. Actually, it's good that we have both examples here. This is something that you would normally use for good, fluffy, higher calorie French toast. Texas toast is just thicker bread, as you can see. It's got about 24 carbs per slice. So if you look at something like this, we use some of this too, keep calories a little lower. This thing has 22 carbs per 2 slices. So shit, you get two slices here for less carbs than 1 slice on the Texas toast. So it just, I mean, choose your bread wisely. This is thicker, it can be a little bit tastier, but end of the day, if you're dieting, you're probably gonna prefer the smaller bread. The tricky part is gonna be to find out how many eggs go for how many pieces of bread, because at the end, if you have more scrambled egg in the bowl, then you have wet pieces of bread ready to go on the pan, then you're gonna have excess eggs. So what I like to do is, if you're okay with keeping it basic, don't put too many ingredients in the mix yet. So do just the eggs, scramble them up, dip your bread, get it done, and then put the flavor on it afterwards, like syrup or whatever, and then that should be your kind of sweet flavor. Normally you would put a little bit of vanilla extract, a little bit of cinnamon in here, and also to make it a little bit fluffier, I think you can add a little bit of milk. But if you put the sweet stuff in here first and you end up having excess batter, you're gonna have to eat it because you counted it in your macros, and you're not gonna wanna just cook that sweet egg mixture up on its own and then eat that, unless you're me, because I'm not picky, but most people are. So if you have extra and it's not sweet, then you can just cook it up like scrambled eggs and just have scrambled eggs on the side. I hope that makes sense. Did that make sense, Dennis?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Good.
I'd be doing the same thing.
Okay, all right. So just gonna make a few here. Pretty much just put a bunch of eggs in here, whatever is gonna be right, or whatever you predict to be right. Scramble it up and dip your bread in there. All right, guys. So I'm starting to scramble these eggs. I added in a little bit of milk. It helps to make it a little bit fluffy, or at least that's what I've heard. Don't judge me if that's wrong, too. Next thing I'm gonna add is a little bit of vanilla extract. Pretty much a little capful, and depending on how much you're making, maybe even like a half capful. That stuff is pretty powerful, don't overdo it. Other than that, I'm gonna add maybe 1 or 2 little sweeteners in here just to make sure it's nice and sweet. The reason why is because, like I said, I'm not gonna mind having excess, because I'm just gonna keep making them until there's no excess. But if you're only making, say, 3 breads, then you wanna be more accurate with how much mixture you have, right? And another thing I wanna do is, even though you add sweet stuff, you always gotta add a pinch of salt. Why? Because that's what all motherfuckers on the cooking channel do. Right?
It's gotta be right. It can't be wrong.
Sweet, you just add salt. I think it helps bring out the flavor, guys. Anyway, just keep mixing this until it gets kind of fluffy. Everything's really mixed up. Then you're gonna start dipping your bread in there. You want to have your pan on medium heat, and then yeah, you're just literally just gonna cook it on both sides and be done. It's really quick once you start making like that. Okay, guys. So simple. Pan's on medium. Here's your bread. Here's your batter, right? Whatever you make. You want to, don't spray the pan until right before you put it on, like I showed you guys in the previous video, because the cooking spray gets all black and not tasty. Just toss it in here. Literally, just give it a good soak. One side. Next side. Okay. We're gonna take this. Check the pan out. Okay. Normally, you want to. It's probably hotter than I want it, but anyway. The other one in there. And dude, this is all you do. It's literally as easy as that. That's how you make French toast. The taste to ease of making ratio is high as fuck. Do this. I'll show you when I flip it around and when I have the final product. Alright guys, just charge my camera a little bit for these next couple minutes. I flipped them over. This is what it looks like. Super simple. You just don't want to overdo it. If it's starting to get too black, no homo. Just turn the heat down a little bit. The thicker the bread, the lower you're probably gonna want the heat so that it can cook the eggs on the inside, like the middle layer of the bread, without burning the outside of it. With the thinner bread, you might be able to get away with a little bit higher heat, but don't wait on it, don't sleep on it. Don't just put them there and then walk away, because it just cooks really fast. When you're done, cut it up, put some syrup on it, either Walden Farms for calorie free, or we're gonna go with Carrie's, which is 6 carbs per serving here, which should be pretty good. Each serving is what then? It's like about a quarter cup?
Yeah, quarter cup.
Quarter cup.
Pretty standard.
That's actually pretty good macros. So depending on what you want, depending on what fits your macros, do that. I'll show you the final product when we're done. Don't show the other plate because that one's not as nice. Pretty much put syrup on that and you good. Yes. One last tip, guys, is if you don't have Walden Farms and you want to keep your calories low or carbs low, a super high volume, low calorie thing to use that has no carbs and just a little bit of fats is whipped cream. And you can even get away with putting this on your French toast without even putting syrup on it if you really want to. So same thing goes with waffles, things like that. Whipped cream, man, check it out. Dude, all that is probably like 3 fat, 0 carbs for all that. So for that whipped cream.